What's up? What's up? PMI going to the moon here, it looks like early. PMI to the moon. No trades on that one. 67% move. Not bad. Hopefully it continues into the open. It's at a good price range. It looks good. The daily chart. Let me pull it up on the main screen here. Hmm. Yeah, we have 4 minutes to the opening bell, so we'll see if it holds up. It could still Christmas tree. That's typically the number one concern here for a stock that, moves up. Can we hold up the pullback here? VWAP level 250 and potentially continue here into the open. Typical daily chart, right? Curling up off the lows, nothing new. So I'm just watching PMI and CHOW. Yesterday turned out to be pretty interesting, right? Our ticker symbol yesterday that was in play, I can't remember the name already, but it ended up going up again in slightly before the close. There was a crazy resumption, a dip and rip trade. I made some money, but I sold a second too soon and missed out like 70 cents. It just teleported. Some of the traders in the chat did catch it, which was nice to see. So we did add quite a bit to the gains. Actually, I think we were only green like $50. We ended up finishing up a couple $100, which was good. There's a 2-minute warning. If you're tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. It's looking like backside here is what it's looking like. It'll need to get back over the VWAP 250. The penny stocks have been decent, so there could be something on CHOW as well. Today we got to be a little bit more careful as we start. Yesterday we started red, which was completely avoidable to the point where I don't have my large cap account even open right now. Just got to make sure I don't look over there and like try to, do stuff whilst trying to day trade. The 5-minute candlestick is about to close or coming into the open. I'd say it's looking a little weaker here. I'm going to wait for something obvious. There's 240. Could we see through 250 and a hold over the VWAP? CHOW, not too bad there to start. PMI fighting though. It's a quick rejection of 50. I'm taking a starter here, 20, to see if it tries again. Risking about 6 cents. CHOW, I got to keep an eye on that one here. Especially if this one breaks down. I wonder if it'll continue. We've seen some stronger penny stocks, right? Out for a 6-cent loss there. CHOW gave up that green candle. So a bit of a slower start here for these two stocks. As you're tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Can we get up there to 200 likes? We've had a 200 like goal for 5 years. There's 26. Maybe I try here again. Well, it's back down. No entries there. I was watching more for over 30. The retest 50, but it's still chopping around a bit. Absolute lows. We have a new low of 205, 207. CHOW. I think I might. Well, there's 36. Yeah, I think I might switch to CHOW here. This one could curl up, but it seems like CHOW is at least giving some trades right now. There's 34. PMI. PMI. Through, if it gets through 250, it could open up. Short sellers are still here though. Okay, CHOW, how are we doing? The pre-market highs. We're fairly close to that level. Oh wow, what a push. Oh, we see a retest. Wow, that was a pretty big push there for the pre-market high. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, this one might be the better one to watch here. I don't know if I got a good fill there. Yeah, I don't think so. We got a high of 98, halt levels at 104. I'm not getting the fills. I'm not getting the fills that I want, which is, always tough. This one will be interesting, that's for sure. CHOW, right now we're flagging at the highs. It's a little choppy. We're up and down here, 92 by 96. We're kind of fluctuating. We have a bid, but okay. Okay. It's trying, it's trying. We're seeing some selling pressure on that bid though. Ooh, okay. Wow. Well, I'm flat after all those trades there. Let's see where it bottoms out. There's some selling pressure here for sure into the new candlestick. NCI from yesterday? Holy smokes. Oh man. Well, it's not close to yesterday's high. It's their new. I wonder if there's like more breaking news. I'm gonna stick to this one here. The resumption trade on NCI could be worth it. Could be worth it though. Yeah, that was the stock that ended up going up. There's red to green here. We're not gonna get. Let's see. 90, 98 highs. CHOW a little too quick on the bounce there. Sub 90. We tried 92. We stopped out at 90. We had 89, 88 for lows. The break of the pre-market high trade definitely was the better setup here so far, I think. Honestly, I'd love to see a double bottom before it tries again, but you know, that's not guaranteed. NCI has 3 minutes. Is it worth it? You know, I gotta check to see if there's news. Do we have fresh news today? Let's see. It looks like there's there's news from yesterday, not for today. You know, I'm in with a starter. PMI, by the way, over 230. So again, over 250, that one could become something. Ay, ay, ay. So we got NCI. PMI. I might add here. Okay. I'm gonna add. Can we see? It's a bit of a rejection candle though, so I want to be careful. Can we see 94 again? 95 in the short term on the 10-second, but the 1-minute candlestick still looks decent, of course. The 5-minute still looks decent. So looking to give it a chance. It is an aggressive ad about watching. If we can close above 93, that'll be pretty good. Not quite. We could retest the lows, but, you know, watching to see what it does. Still holding half of that position. I need a better hotkey. Yeah. I have an issue with this Webull account that, like, you know, like right there, I could have took something, but my hotkey is just not designed for that. Kind of sucks. So we're flat on that position there. Could have at least had a couple 2-cent winner for the other half of the position. Don't want to be all out in case we can see the new high, but want to take something into this resistance 94, 95. $97. It could break down. If it does, then maybe that's it in the short term. Yep, looks like that's it. How was that resumption, by the way? This happened to be a good break of the pre-market high, and then we didn't really see much in terms of an uptrend. We've kind of been like down since that push. Maybe it curls back up later, but NCI Titanic back to the sidelines. Back to the sidelines. We need CHOW to get back over 90 to look good. Did PMI sell off? It looks like it might have sold off. I think 2 something was the, yeah, 230. It's at 180. I'm sticking to CHOW here for now. People who were in on that early, they did well. I caught a couple cents at least. I made like 5 cents. What was that? That's, man, okay, not bad. It might go all the way here. We got to be careful of a false breakout back down to the lows. If it holds higher low here in this move up, we can maybe hold the previous support and then retest highs, which would be ideal. If we go back down 86, not so much. This is good. This is. I think we'll go over $1 here. Over time. CHOW. The one that we need. Ooh. It's hard to say if it's like trying here. Like, are we building up something or okay, we're not. There's 92. 95 already, 96 already. See, those dips like that are just so hard to get. And we're not really breaking out for the new high, so it's a little tight in this area right now. There's no way, dude. Damn, these fills are craziness. Definitely got to try and hold a little longer in some areas. I wouldn't mind if it dips first. I mean, I prefer that honestly, but you know, if it just goes from right here, damn, bro, I'm getting cooked with these fills. Severely cooked. $92, 92.5. There's some selling. I don't want to get caught trying too many times for the breakout. I think like it could happen from this area, right? Which is why I'm like throwing out a couple of trades here and there, but I don't want to run out of mental capital trying too many times. Because we could still pull back again all the way down to 90, 87, 80, you know, it could still do all that. So Is it holding? Come on. Damn, bro, I'm way too slow. These entries. Goodness. It's false breakout. And no chance to get in. On that dip. Bro, I tell you, bro, like, come on, man. That is nonsense. That's tough. Bro, we go to 88 and we're at 92 immediately. Like, there's no way I could have gotten in. You need to catch these type of trades. You catch that right there, your day is set. Like, you're looking pretty good. Like, there's no way you can go red after like a massive win like that. 20 cents. Now it's like, where do I even buy here, you know? Come on. Once we get back to 90, you know, it's like a little hard to tell if we're going to go all the way back to 95. So no entries there. And then 110. Mm-mm-mm. That was some move, though, right? I mean, short sellers should be trapped here. Hopefully, this doesn't Titanic anytime soon, and we can see 120, 130. We got to protect the gains that we have now and add to it slowly. Try not to give back. We have a new candle on the 5. It's a little red so far. It's holding fairly high, all things considered here. Feeling a little bit of FOMO. These trades like this are tough because, you know, we look like we're going to get that new high, but right back down. 07. It's a tough breakout here. Showing some signs, but come on. Damn, son. Yeah. You know, like right there, I would have thought we could have seen 15, 16. Those elusive big green candlesticks. Oh, bro. Oh, can't make this up. Bro. I'm in the depths. Oh, that is just not okay, man. Please halt, please. Bro, I just cannot catch these big moves. I mean, I'm trying all the areas I know and love. And they're slipping through my fingers. False halt. Oh, it's barely locked in there. It's like I'm now at the point where I'm like, you know, okay, maybe this thing is just not gonna go. I tried the high of day there 4 times. Man. I take my hands off the hotkey. I'm like, yeah, we didn't see 15, 16, and then 23 almost immediately as I'm saying it. So the new trick here is to just keep trying and not ease off. Shay with a nice one there in the chat. Hopefully some of you guys got it here in the YouTube stream as well. Ross finishing up 9K, 4K, 9K. Man, day trading. Day trading. Day trading. To send my blood pressure into the moon. CHOW. I need one of these big moves so I can smile. If I don't get one today, that's fine. But you know, I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna keep trading the best setups. When the stock gets to backside, I'm gonna stop immediately. I'm thinking about share size here. I've used 4,500 share blocks for most of this move. I've sized down to 1,600 share blocks over one because I wasn't able to capture a bigger move to, you know, keep pushing the size. If I capture one of those moves, you know, you have a cushion. So even if you're using bigger size, it's harder to go back to flat. Right now, if I use big size with just one bad trade, I can be right back to flat or red, which is just not worth it. So I'm going to stick to the 1,600 shares and just try to add slowly here in a resumption. If we get to backside, I'm going to call it, take the $200, smile, and then look to be back for another stock, whether later today or tomorrow again. This breakdown and you know, push here was just, if it had hesitated for like a half second more below 90, I would have for sure been in. But once it was so quick to get back above 90, I wasn't sure that we could see that kind of a move, right? So the risk to the reward wasn't quite there. If I'm in below 90, I can hold the trade easily. But you know, taking 90, 91, and if it rejects right there, we're back down at 89. It's a quick 2-3 cent loss. But below 90, if you got the entry there or right at 90, it's a nice push here, 20 cents. Resumption will be at 10 and 56 seconds. So we got about a minute and a half. I think the dip and rip should be good here. The stock is pretty bullish. Once we had the move from 90 up to 110, short sellers should have easily been, you know, in the depths here if they shorted in that previous consolidation. So even going short again here at 110 to 105 range, people who are short or added short are also having some issues here again. So I think we could see like 35 or 40 out of this stock actually before it like rolls over. Potentially, right? That's not guaranteed. It's still kind of like an educated guess here. So I'll take the dip and rip and look to manage risk. We got about 20 seconds, if my math is any good here. Here we go. We're at 126. Took 18. Watching to see what it does here. I'll take 31 exit. Now, did I get filled at 18? No idea. It's a whole nother story. 38 highs. If it holds, it could be interesting. Back in and tight stop here, 2-3 cent risk to see if it retakes 30. I'll add over 29 if it does continue here. Will we see that buying algo, as they say these days? Will we see KB for back over 30? If I see 29, I'm adding. And out of that trade, scratch. I want to be patient here just in case we're seeing an early backside, but some people might be aggressive towards jumping in. Keeping an eye here. I think below like 15 is like really not good. Okay, maybe over 30, a little too extended off that lull there. Quick loss. Not quite the new high. Interesting. Come on, show us 35. Show us 35. You know you can. You're holding up support. Fly to the new high. My hotkeys are like, I gotta see what I can do today. I keep saying it, but might be a little soon. Big levels, big levels, big levels. I think below like 15 is where it's like really struggling. These levels here are like still fair gate, you know, fair. Could be it here. And it might be cooked. Backside is in play here. Oh. Damn, these fills are not the best, and now I'm risking 3 cents when I could have been risking 1. Anyhow, so let's see if it does curl. It's fighting for its life down there. Bro, give me something here at least. That was from the depths. Literally. The 1 minute candle to make the new high rejected right there. All right, I think this is where I take my leave. We've already overtraded a little bit there, so. Oh, just man. The opportunity for a 1K day plus was just smiling to us, but catching the bigger areas was the key, and we missed both of those big moves. We'll take the green and smile. 15. It looks like it might be breaking down here. It might drop like 10 cents too. It could drop down hard here. The halt down is 05. If it gives out over 23, looks very interesting though to the upside. If it somehow holds up these levels, over 23 could definitely result into a retest of the highs. And there are people buying this dip, which, you know, I can commend their bravery here. Not an easy place to buy, but some people might take it with smaller size. Taking a small position just to see if it does something on this 1 minute candle to make the new high. It's been resilient at the lows, so, you know, I think it's worth a small position at least. There's a third candle now, and no volume as of yet. It needs to, I mean, of course, there's patience, right? This could be like an all-day stock you have to watch, but I'd like to see it like break down or go up in the next 5 minutes. Will we sell off and sink back to $1? Or does this thing actually stand a chance of doing something again? So close, so close. I can't leave unless it breaks down 15, 14. It's still strong until it breaks down there, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna stay on the sidelines, keep watching, and position myself just in case it wants to continue. If not, I am taking the gains. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit the thumbs up. You guys can always feel free to check out the links down below for the scanner, for the platforms that we use, as well as the metrics tracking software that we have. We're going to put out some videos soon on that one. Is this the end in the short term? I'll take that 5 cents, baby. Give it to me. I will take it. 700 shares, though. Is this the end? 15 again. 14. 10. Titanic. 9. Now 8. This is where I can leave in the short term. All right. I think that's all it wrote. That is all it wrote. For the people that's going to be here all day, this thing could curl back up over time. Whether the next 10 minutes, the next hour, the next 3 hours, it's one to watch. In the overall context, it's still bullish despite breaking down that support right there. So we'll see. I'll be around. I'm not going to be here throughout the entirety of the session, but I'll be around. This breakfast burrito is on my mind. I'm going to go get it. It is calling my name. By the way, Shay and others were back in the chat, good to see you guys. We've had Hollis, Shadow, Dash, Cactus Rob, Zero, and a couple others holding it down for us here on the daily. Everybody is still around, but some people are more quiet, kind of just trying to lock in. Alice, also one of those people who've been around holding it down. Enzo, Oren, shout out to you guys. The big Momo bro. You know, should I be going short below 14? The answer is yes. For at least a couple cents. Jackson, NR, well, I gotta say NR Jackson because there's two Jacksons, maybe 3, 4. NR Jackson, Momo Bro, and Shay with excellent days here. Way to go, guys. The Mighty also dialing it in. What a nice day. All right. I think that's it. Shutting her down. Burrito from where? I can't say where. If I say where, then you'll see me there. And we don't need that right now. Don't worry, I'll get there'll be a time where I give out my location, but you know, not right now. Yeah, I've the 10-second chart has been really growing on me, man. I think it's very useful in some situations. Someone is saying I want you guys to pay more money, even though we're losing out here. No, no, no. You see, as the customer, you choose where you want to put your dollars, man. You have the power to choose. I haven't tried Lightspeed. I mean, the platforms that I'm using now are fairly good. I don't have any complaints really. When I do complain about fills is because of the volatility, the natural volatility that we're seeing. You know, you're trying to buy at 13, but there's a cent and a half spread, and the stock is moving up and down. You could get filled at 14 or 15, and then you know you're kind of a little upset that you're in 2 cents higher, but that's kind of just part of the deal. This could be an early reclaim here, actually. We're up like 3K on the year. Small baby green. Baby green. Not so long ago, we're making 3,000 in the first second of the day, right? In the opening surge, breaking the pre-market highs into the halts going up. Taking 3K size, making $1 share. Yeah, I mean, I've been sticking to smaller size for the most part because, if you're having issues and you're using massive size, I think the best part about me being here is like I have the perfect personality because I don't feel any like shame, any like doubt, any resentment. I guess the most I really would feel is frustration. Like I'd be frustrated, the opportunity lost, the opportunity cost, not seeing a 50K month, a 30K month, whatever it might be. But I don't have any issues coming in front of the people and showing the people what's going on at any day, at any time. So it makes it easy for people to watch and can see the ups and downs and the swings of a trader. We've averaged like 30,000 a month for like a year and a half straight or something like that. Like from end of 2023 to the beginning of 2025. I mean, it was a great stretch, good run. And since then, it's slowed down a little bit. I mean, quite a bit, really. 2025, we've had a couple of months around like 5K. Well, we had some losing months, which we haven't seen a red month before then since like 2022, like January of 2022. We had our first red month in March of 2025. So it was a good run. Things have slowed down, things have changed. There's been some strategy adjustments, there's been some broker changes. We've gotten banned from brokers. So our strategy was forced to be changed. Like we had a bulletproof strategy pretty much. These things make me question certain things, right? Like I for a fact, like I know out of, and this is not just with trading, right? But like 90% of people who sell things online, like 90% of people who offer services of like teaching people things, 90% of these people are fake or are frauds. They're just like stealing people's money. The 10% of us who are doing things the right way, it just seems like there's just always something in the way, like when you're doing things in a good moral way, you know? It's kind of crazy to really think about it, but that's not going to stop me from being a good person still, because that's just who I am, right? It almost seems counterintuitive when it comes to finances, but this is just how I am. So I can't really change that, right? So in terms of being transparent, showing people the real raw reality of trading, you know, I can do that every day with no issues. By the way, we rejected the 16 level there. Short sellers are feeling pretty good about that rejection as it's back down. Can you put the scanner for us in pre-market? I can put the scanner up for like 10 minutes at a time. Ross did reach out and say, "Hey, bro, like," because when I like signed up, you know how you have to read those agreements? I didn't read anything. I just hit yes, agree, and then it's pretty bad. And I found out, quick side note, usually only lawyers will read and attorneys will read those agreements because for them it's just a fun thing to do. Most people they just click agree. So Ross that reached out, his team I guess has reached out and said, hey, like, you can't really have the scanner on for too long because then it's unfair for all the people who are paying for the scanner. And that does make a lot of sense. I would love to just keep sharing it and helping out the community here even more, but it's a little unfair to everybody who is paying, whether they're in this community or his community or other communities. The scanners are really good, and so to just have them on the entire time is just a little messed up. But for like a 5-minute stretch, just to show people how it is and how it works, or 10 minutes before the open, coming into pre-market analysis, stuff like that, we can do. But we can't have it on the entire time. I'll leave it on here for the rest of the stream. We're gonna be here for another 5-10 minutes, and then we're out of here. I watch RT, so I know what not to do. You see, those jokes are fine. I'm okay with it. It's all good. But the 700,000 in trading gains to my name will disagree. You see, it feels so good to be able to say that. Like even if you're struggling in a moment in your trading, like knowing you've done so well, you know. I mean, my life has really changed like drastically too, compared to when I first started. The $700,000 in cash money to my name says otherwise. You see, people are saying you're living in the past, right? Like, you know, today is a brand new day. We're up $300. We're using small size, going slow and steady. But the thing is that the $700,000 doesn't disappear. Like, okay, I'm not making money today, right? The $700,000 doesn't go to zero. It's still alive and well, best believe. It is still alive and well. And if you don't care about what we made 10 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, yesterday, you know, today we made $300 in the stock market. Where 9 out of 10 traders fail. So, you know, what are you gonna say about today? You know, what are you gonna say about today? Let's see the comeback here in the chat. People will say anything, which is fine. It's part of being here, being public, being transparent. You know, people will say stuff, and that's fine. It's part of the contract, right? It's part of the contract. I'm one of the 10% of traders who are real, you know, and also offer a real service, right? Whether it's the metrics platform or the course, like, you know, we can say hyper scalping slowed down, yes, but you know that doesn't discredit all the years of printing. I mean, if we're to really add up all the gains from the chat room, if you guys haven't ever seen one of those like monthly recap videos where we go over our month and then we go through the chat room to see how all the other traders did, I mean, well over $50 million, I would say, over the years, you know, at least somewhere around there, which is a good amount of money. I made nothing on AMC and GameStop because back then I was still like a newer trader, really. That day, though, I remember Ross was live streaming that time, right? And this guy made, I think, like 400,000. Like, that was some insane stuff to see on GameStop. Webull position window. If you right click on the tab, you can show your closed P&Ls. Let's see. Show today's closed P&L. Oh, closed positions. Okay, there we go. This I guess, yeah, this works much better. So we can get rid of this other one and just maybe have this like that. Yeah, looks fairly decent. Plus from AMC. You see, people will just, you know, it's okay. I'm reading the comments right now. We're having a good time, right? In fact, there's been way worse stuff over the years. This is, you know, all good fun. But you know what feels so good, right? It's like for all of you who are embarking to be traders, even the people who are talking smack, right? The people who are talking smack there are also people who are talking smack to them, right? It just depends on how you choose to go about it. Most people, when we start this journey as traders, will doubt us, right? It doesn't matter who you are. People, it could be loved ones because maybe they're fearful that you lose money and they hear, hey, the stock market, you lose a lot. You know, it's a gamble, it's a risk. People who are close to you might doubt you, friends, family, coworkers. But in the end, when you keep putting in the work, that makes it all the more worth it, sweeter, right? Like nobody's gonna come and ever tell you, "I told you so," because you did the hard work, and in fact, they come to you to learn. They change and do a 180, and it's like, damn, this guy John, how the hell did he figure it out? You know, I was doubting him before. Now I'm gonna go learn from him because he somehow, you know, pulled it off. He did it. That's what it turns into. So, you know, all of it is just really motivation for all of us, whether me or anybody else. You know, you utilize it as fuel to the flames to study more, to review with your friends even more often, to, you know, to do all the necessary things to try to be better with trading. You see, be the next roaring kitty. There's no way that I can do that type of stuff, man. One, I'm not a financial advisor, and so I'll never be telling people what to buy or when to buy. I can say I'm buying something, but I'm not going to tell people to buy it, you know? There's no way I can do that. Start charging for the live stream. Yeah, you know, less buffoon. Marcelo and some others have told me this so many times. Like, maybe just stream the first 10 to 20 minutes in pre-market to show people what you're going to be watching and then never go live again. Just like charge people to watch you live stream. I don't know. It's something I've heard, right? I've thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the right way. I don't really need to look at the YouTube comments at all, right? We have the chat room, which is way more filtered and more serious, but you know, every now and again we can check in and just see what the people are saying. And I don't feel anything, so anything somebody says is just, you know, like I'm mature enough to understand, you know? Like I can put myself in their shoes. In fact, you know, to really get into it, like when I was in school, I was the class clown kind of guy. Like I was the guy that was making the jokes and laughing at people. You know, all if we were to get into all of that, right? There was some immaturity. Of course, you grow up, you learn. Like I understand it from all sides. You know, from all perspectives. You know, just the psychology of it all. Sometimes you could have been doing it out of ignorance, which I think a lot of it was for me at that time, right? Like someone else makes a joke, so I'm laughing the loudest at the person, all this type of craziness. A lot of it is ignorance. Some of it is immaturity. Some of it could be deeper issues. But once you understand all of that stuff, you can read anything, any comment, and it, you know, it's like just another day. Like a mosquito tried to come on your arm and you kind of just fanned it away, kind of thing, you know? Maybe not even that. If you're new to social media, you're new to putting yourself in front of people, and you're not very confident in knowing who you are on the inside, then it can affect you. You can read something and then maybe you think lesser of yourself, which is quite silly because, you know, at the end of the day, the person doesn't really know you. So, you know, if you're doing social media, you have to already know who you are. Once you know who you are, you can do anything. You know, I could go start only stocks account today. Like it's the type of person I am, right? Like I could start an only stocks account And by only stocks, I mean only fans. And it's like I'd be putting a whole different version of me on the internet, and I wouldn't feel anything. It's just to show people how like this is how dense my mind is already is about who I am, you know? Like I know that's pretty aggressive to be saying here, but still. You know, it's pretty crazy to be saying that, but yeah. All right, okay, it's time to shut it down. I've been on here rambling a little too much. And you know, we haven't really streamed a lot the last like 3 weeks. For us to be back at 500 viewers, I gotta be streaming at like you know, I gotta start early and be a little consistent, right? That's the way to get the numbers up. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay green. Um, See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll start at 9:15 a.m. See you guys then. Remember, as usual, day trading is risky. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. If you're new to the market, utilize simulators, utilize small size, improve, become competent before exposing yourself to a ton of risk. That way, you know, you can protect yourself. Remember to not ever try and blindly copy trade me. Copy trading does not work. It's all about learning a strategy for yourself. Remember, my results are not typical, and I do not invest for my subscribers. Be careful, still, even at this point, right, where we don't post as much content, still be careful of fake accounts. I will never message you guys first. And as of, I think, 4 weeks ago, we still saw someone utilizing our content to run an ad. I mean, I don't have the words to really describe that stuff. I've ran ads myself before, and I've hired people to help me run ads, like professional people, that this is what they do. And we've had issues running ads. Like a lot of our ads would be taken down. Like they would say, hey, you're like, you know, like all the words you'll hear in trading, manipulation, fraud, and the ad would simply just be like a Team House video of us, you know, not even the ones that were sharing P&L, like just a Team House video of, you know, what's going on in the environment, right? And we'd have issues running our own ads. So it's just interesting to see people are stealing the content and are able to run ads, and we're reporting it, and the ads are still not being taken down for days on end. I mean, I don't even know what to really say about these type of things, but you encounter things, and the saying is, truth can be stranger than fiction. You know, things that we're seeing happening in real life can be stranger than things that you see in your dreams. It just sometimes doesn't make sense. So, of course, we always want to remind the community to be careful and watch out, because, you know, and by the way, we do not use WhatsApp. We do not use Telegram. Typically, these ads are trying to funnel people to those platforms. We'll never use WhatsApp. We'll never use Telegram. Be very careful. All right, catch you guys later.